There were many announcements yesterday out of the Walt Disney Company in terms of what they plan to do with their parks. Many people were very excited, but a closer look may reveal that perchance, these announcements don't add up to very much at all, and we'll explain it right now. All right, folks, welcome back to another video of excellence here on the WDW Pro channel. Thank you for sharing your time with us. It is an honor, and we plan to entertain you and explain entertainment at the same time. We'll see how we do. Folks, if we do a good job, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Today, joining us is Lorena Creole back on the channel once more. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's always great to be back with you.
Well, happy to have you and happy to have all of you out there listening. Lorena, you were actually live streaming as the announcements were being made today. What was the reaction from your audience as they watched in with you?
Their reaction was pretty much, where are the announcements? This is so much filler. And then when the scant announcements were made, it was pretty much, that's it. That's all. We already heard about some of this stuff, but it was, my viewers were extremely underwhelmed, very disappointed in Disney, and most notably, extremely disappointed that the Chinese parks and Tokyo Disneyland were getting these top-notch attractions. And it's like those parks were getting Lexuses and Disney World was getting skateboards. That's
well, you can't blame Tokyo because Tokyo is owned by a different company. They're paying. But I do find it to be frivolous and foolish that Disney invests so heavily in their Chinese parks. Again, part of Bob Iger's legacy, but those parks are very dangerous assets for the company, and investing in them comes with quite the risky maneuver. So we're not trying to be overly negative towards Disney, folks. No. It is what it is. Let's go through the list of announcements, and we'll explain to you why it is that I think Lorena is exactly right here. This off of WDW Info.com by Jackie Galley. All announcements made at Destination D23 Disney Parks presentation. And let me give a big shout out to WDW Info for the way they handled this. They have linked to other websites so that you can follow along. And I just think that is top notch. I really mean it. You know, a lot of websites out there, they don't give credit. They don't even, say where information came from. These folks over at WDW Info, they actually linked to other places. And that is just top of the line. So here we go. Number one, Ahsoka will become part of the Star Tours attraction globally next spring. Lorena, is that even really an announcement? I don't know what it means. I don't know.
No, it's given that parts of the sequel trilogy or characters from the sequel trilogy have been dropped into Star Tours, it's not a big deal. It's not really a big asset. All it is, some additional filmed segments for 3D dropped into the attraction, and you're not guaranteed to actually see that segment because each ride is different. Each experience is different. You may, say, be in Yavin in one ride and go ride it again, and part of the ride you're on, and on Exegol. So it's a low rent way of putting Ahsoka into Star Wars.
Right. It's about the cheapest way you could come up with.
Exactly.
Number two, Aisha from Disney's upcoming Wish film is coming to Epcot, Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris. In other words, folks, there's going to be a meet and greet for a new movie character. This happens essentially with every single movie, so I don't think this was an announcement. I think this is just, we expect this at this point. It's part of Disney marketing. It is as basic as it gets.
Exactly. Although I'm really looking forward to Wish, and I hope they don't screw it up. So this one, while it was like, oh, that's nice to hear, but then again, expected every time there's a new film like this.
That's right. Daniel Joseph announced that Hatbox Ghost will be joining Haunted Mansion and Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in late November 2023 for the first time. I thought we were already supposed to have this, so...
Yeah, I would like to know why the Hatbox Ghost has taken away the clock that strikes 13, which is an extremely important part
Iconic.
of iconic, and it's off because I went through there. I want to say during the Not So Scary Halloween
Yeah.
party, and going through the haunted mansion, and you see that endless hallway, and you're waiting for the clock to strike 13, and it doesn't because there's this big area covered with black velvet, which obviously shows where the Hatbox Ghost is going to go, and it really does destroy the show
Well, apparently
at
they
that
needed to
point.
pay more for the U-Haul because this thing was supposed to be coinciding with the release of the movie, which bombed. But at
Hmm.
least it should have been out by Halloween. This is missing all of that. So big time fail, big time fail. And the idea that they would announce, the remedy to the big time fail as some sort of headliner,
Yeah.
it really shows what we've got here. Now, this is one that's interesting. We will click on this one and open it. This out of WDW Info again. New act and songs coming to Country Bear Jamboree. And here's what we've got. Country Bear Jamboree, as we know it, will close its doors for renovation and will
Hmm.
reopen in 2024 as Country Bear Musical Jamboree. Disney says they'll be keeping the bears, but putting some love into the attraction and characters with new songs and acts. The fun and friendly tone of the show will remain. One of the things that they mentioned, apparently, was the Bare Necessities, which, by the way, is not a country song, so I don't know how they're going to
Nope.
make that work. But Lorena, this is actually one that I can get behind. I don't suspect they'll do it right. So, but if you were to expect that they would at least do it decently, I think this is an outdated attraction, not in terms of the values or in terms of what it does, but just it's outdated in that kids who go see it won't get the musical references and their
True.
parents won't either. So I'm cool with updating this to new country music or 90s country, at the earliest, maybe one or two nods to the older stuff, but I'm cool with all that. I do feel some trepidation though about whether or not Disney can pull this off, just as I do with basically everything they're into now. Your thoughts on it?
Uh, yeah, likewise. I love the Country Bear Jamboree, even though every time I live stream through there, I get claimed with the Sherman Brothers music. But my viewers love it, and
Is
I
it,
love it because
is
it's
it
such
blood on the saddle that gets you?
blood on the saddle. And please don't whip Little Buford. It's so funny. And one of the reasons why I love this attraction is because it is spoofed in a goofy movie, a very goofy
That's a
movie,
good
The
point.
Possum
Yeah,
Jamboree.
yeah.
And it's it's part of pop culture going to, the Country Bear Jamboree. It's cheesy, but we love the songs. We love the animatronics that give us Chuck E. Cheese vibes. And
Hmm.
it's just fun. So I get it with, updating it, especially with more modern country, country tunes,
Yep. If
long
they
as
can
it
do it
keeps that
well.
country feel, if they can do it well. And that's the issue that I have, because when the first song that isn't a country song, but it's Bare Necessities, and that's from the Jungle Book, that
Right.
doesn't, it just doesn't really,
It's a
it
groovy
doesn't,
'60s kind of vibe going
yeah.
on there.
Yeah, it just kind of doesn't. So I hope they do it right, but I don't really have much faith. I would be happy to be proven wrong. I
Yes, and
really
we don't
would with
need we don't
this.
need another one of those tiki room kind of
Oh no,
situations
no,
where
no,
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 no.
no, 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 no. No
So
under new management. No.
out of the first four announcements, one is real. The other three, I think, don't deserve to be mentioned at something like this. They're just filler. Let's see how they
Hmm.
do with the rest of them. Number 5, ride vehicle details shared for third attraction coming to Avengers Campus at Disneyland. Maybe they can tell us how many bolts are in the wheels. Maybe they can tell
Hmm.
us how many ball bearings are who cares? Who cares about ride vehicle details? I mean, come on.
I didn't care because it's like you're at Disney World. I don't care really about what's
I
going
mean,
on
talk about.
at Disneyland, and you didn't make it big enough to make me care about going to Disneyland.
I'm telling you. Let's talk about ceiling girders. Let's get into that kind of detail. Number 6, new watering hole coming to Adventureland near Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean. We've had that debate, haven't we, Lorena?
Hmm.
Is this just a bar? Is that what this is? Is this another chance to serve alcohol, or what are they doing with it?
I
Walk
think
us
it's
through.
another chance to serve alcohol, and I think this is a way of them taking the Oga's Cantina concept and dropping it into Adventureland. I think it's called Tortuga Tavern, I believe. That's right
Yes, the one that's
across from
across from
Pirates.
Pirates. Yeah. Is
Yeah, that's
that
kind
what
of
they're going to
open,
transform it?
hit or miss. I think that's what's going to happen. I think
Okay,
that's
so
what they're going to
that
do.
shares the kitchen with Pecos Bill. So I guess they won't be using that for serving tacos seasonally anymore, and we'll switch to just serving the
Mhm.
rum, the rum. A
Yeah, yeah. So it's just, it's another way to overcharge for
booze up the Magic
drinks and
Kingdom a little bit.
foods. And yes,
Well,
yes.
uh, I don't know that that's worth an announcement. Maybe it is. I don't know. That one's
Yeah.
iffy for me.
Yeah, it's kind
It
of
depends on
like,
what they do with it. Yeah.
yeah.
World Celebration will open in Epcot in December. Does that mean the walls come down, or are the walls still up? That's all I
The
care about.
wall, yeah. Are they still up? Are they still peeling, the paint peeling off it? I don't know.
Right.
It's the walls have been up for so long, it feels like part of Epcot. It's going to be weird when they're
If it's
gone.
still a construction zone, I don't care about this announcement. Tell me when the walls
Mhm.
are coming down. That's all I care about at this point. So if that is what that means, cool. Then that's good. But we've been doing this now for how long? 6 years.
Yeah.
So, all right. Journey of Water. This is number 8. Inspired by Moana opens October 16th, and Moana herself will begin greeting guests in her own new dedicated space on that date too. Folks, we've talked about this. If you want to have the experience of Journey of Water, again, not trying to be mean, whoever came up with this, I am sorry. I'm sure you really thought hard about it, but have your kids go to the back yard, point
Mhm.
that garden hose up in the air, and when your kids raise their hands, you spray up in the air. And that is
Yeah.
the level of interactivity you'll get with this attraction. It's not a splash pad. It's not a water attraction. I don't know what it is other than interactive water, which means it's like Microsoft Connect, except you control the strength of the faucet. Lorena, am I being too harsh?
No, you're not being too harsh. I was going to say that if you have a kid who's into programming, pretty much you can get them to write their own program that would control fountains like that. This is nothing uh, extremely exciting. And frankly, just go over to the Imagination Pavilion where the OG leaping
Yeah, the leaping fountains. The cool thing
leaping
about those,
fountains.
yeah, the cool thing about those are you can put your hands out, and get splashed and get cooled
Yes.
down a little bit. I don't
And
know
that's
that you
part
can
of the
really do this
game. You
much,
want to
so
get splashed.
that's right.
But
When
yeah,
you want to
this
get
is a
splashed, they just take away all the splash, including the mountain. All
mhm.
right, number 9, Luminous, the Symphony of Us will debut at Epcot on December 5th. I guess it's worthwhile for an announcement. It really is just a replacement for the horrible Harmonious. And,
Yeah.
the I'd say the verdict is still out. Will we get something that's worthwhile, or will we all still be pining for reflections of Earth? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I see the construction that's going on. The Stargate and the Death Tacos are gone. But I know when this was announced in real time, I groaned, my chat groaned. We're going from Harmony Us to Lumen
Us.
Us. Do you guys have
They're
any
determined. And
imagination
just,
left with this?
Lorena, just to really get you to know that it's all about us, the Symphony of Us.
Us.
Well, here's one for us all. This is out of the same website, of course. World of Motion inspired reimagination coming to Test Track. I think this one did catch people off guard. Perhaps it's a worthwhile announcement. That really depends on if it comes to fruition. It says,
Yes.
during the celebration of Disney Parks experiences and products, presentation at Destination D23, Disney Parks chairman, let me correct that. Josh D'Amaro announced that the Test Track attraction in Epcot is being reimagined. Stated that Imagineers are working with Chevrolet to reimagine the attraction completely with inspiration coming from the original World of Motion attraction, which is likely a much welcomed announcement as the majority of Disney fans aren't happy with the current iteration. That's all we've got. We've got this one piece of concept art.
Mhm.
So I don't know. There's no schedule. We don't know when this
No.
arrives. We don't know what the budget is. We know nothing. So cool, I guess. But based on how long it's taken them to do anything with Epcot, do I expect this before 2030? I think that's going to be, that is pushing it now for Disney.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I remember World of Motion. I have, fond memories of World of Motion. When Test Track came out, of course, I was excited about it because it's like, yay, thrill ride. And then when I actually wrote it, I'm like, okay, you guys are employing every trick of physics there is to make it seem like you're going faster than you really are. So that sapped the enthusiasm that I had for a test track. And I'm just like, no, can we have World of Motion back? So it's a nice nostalgia berry to throw out there. Whether it comes to fruition, I guess depends on who's going to fund the pavilion. Is Chevrolet going to pay for it? Is
That's a
GM going to
great
pay for
question.
it?
How long is it going to be down? That's another great question because
Yeah.
Epcot really can't handle losing any major attractions. Word of advice for you Imagineers out there who may be thinking about this: if you've got the budget, you need more track. Put a down
Yeah.
helix on that where you send it out in the cast parking lot. You need it because you're just not going fast for long enough, and going round and round in the same direction does not cut it. All right, number 11, Thomas Maslam with Disney Signature Experiences announced the new island in the Bahamas. That's really sort of out of our purview here. We might talk about it later, but we'll move on ahead. Number 12 is the same. Number 13, Back to the Parks. Bruce Vaughn talks about an expansion behind Thunder Mountain in the Magic Kingdom, says it's the biggest thing they've done in Magic Kingdom. Except, Lorena, they're not doing it. They haven't even started. They haven't told us what it would be. The properties that they told us that would be there in the past, now they're saying those are going to Animal Kingdom instead. So, Lorena, is this real at all, or is this just a giant misdirect?
I think it's a misdirect. Number one, when they did the first Fantasyland expansion, that really hasn't gone over all that well. I'm hardly ever in that section of Fantasyland. I can't see people wanting to be interested in going further past, where Thunder Mountain is. So I think it's a nice, hey, yeah, it's a pain. It's an absolute pain. So
there are so many better expansion pads that they could use. You could put very easily an Encanto land southwest of the Pirates of the Caribbean show building, and it's easy to get there. You just have to navigate it through the area under the train around the backside of Jungle Cruise. But going up north of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is just a logistical nightmare to pull this off. And fair enough, if you're looking for other places, you can go north of Fantasyland, right? There's a way to get over the access to the utilidors and go in that area. And that's an easy expansion. But Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is not. That is not an easy expansion. I don't even know. I can come up with ways to do it, but it's tough. It is really tough. You've either got to go behind Big Thunder or you've got to build some kind of new boardwalk walkway that doesn't intrude on the theming that goes up the river around Big Thunder to get there. And it's just not easy. So
no, and it's already a very congested area to begin with.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're thinking with this. But hey, we'll let them keep talking because that's what they do. All right, here's what we've got. Number 14, a new show inspired by Zootopia is being created for the Tree of Life Theater. This one, I think, will divide some people. So, Lorena, what do you think? Are you in favor of this? You want to kick out? You want to kick Flick out of there, or no?
No, I do not want to kick Flick out of there. A Bug's Life is one of my favorite Pixar films. The theme of how insects, as gross as they are part of our ecosystem and part of our world and why we need them. The ending to that show is so hilarious. I love sitting and watching and seeing how people react to the end of the show. Wait to let all the maggots and everyone, all the other bugs, exit the theater first. It's fun, practical 3D practical effects, everything, even down to the posters that have like bugified versions of musicals and stuff and things like that inside the Tree of Life. All of that fits. Zootopia, about fictional animal society, that is something that fits within the studios. I don't see a conservation message when it comes to that. Zootopia's message is not about animal or planet conservation. It's more about relationships and not prejudging people based on their species. So it's not a good fit for Animal Kingdom. So this is one of those things where I'm not looking forward to it. A Bug's Life It's not broken.
It's not broken, and
Not broken.
it's been a lot of fun for a long time. So we'll see how people respond to it. I think we will have some division there. I know some parents really don't like it because of the sheer terror their 3-year-olds experience as the spiders dangle. But hey, that's always fun.
Oh, it's a rite of passage.
That's right. Clean your Pampers and move on. Number 15, new artwork was shared for a reimagined Dino Land with mentions of bringing Encanto and Indiana Jones to life in Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. No promises there, though, Lorena. And again, no final actual, this is what we're doing. It's just kind of like, well, we might do this. We could do this. Here's what we are thinking about doing. And let me show you this, too, while we're at it. Here's a post by Braden and from Mickey Views. Says that round building bottom middle is a small Coco thing. There may be more Coco added to this plan. I don't know why they'll just do Coco and skip Indy. Maybe because the dinosaur ride system doesn't fit well with Coco.
Yeah.
And you can see the map there of sort of what they've shown. But I have no idea what these have to do with Animal Kingdom at all. Literally nothing. I don't get this at all. These go well, put them up. If you're determined to find some way to use that land northwest of Big Thunder, have at it. But I don't know what these franchises do in Animal Kingdom. I have no idea on Indiana Jones. Maybe it's a snake exhibit. I don't.
Indiana Jones, no. And again, this is all blue sky vaporware, back of the napkin. We could possibly do this. Indiana Jones, I could see them trying to do that because of just retrofitting a dinosaur.
What's it going to do with animals?
It has absolutely zero to do with animals and everything to do with them pimping their IP, so to speak, but it does not fit. Same with Coco. Coco does not fit. Coco is, first of all, they already have something for Coco in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot, and that actually fits because that's a cultural thing. So that doesn't belong there. And Kanto, and I do not have enough faith for Disney to do this right. Encanto, the film itself, that as a whole package does not belong in the Animal Kingdom. However, if they go with the character of Antonio, the little boy who, if they find out his magical power, he can talk to animals. So if they took that, it could be a perfect family-oriented attraction with kids learning how to speak, take care of, and animal conservation. Now that would actually work, but I don't think Disney is smart enough to do that, and they want to put the whole thing in there with Encanto. It's not going to work. The only way it would work is if they just focused on Antonio.
Well, it would be cool. Here's what I think. Joe Rohde out at Animal Kingdom, though, made a great park, great park. It's the last great theme park that Disney has in Florida that is cohesive.
I agree.
And you see what the Imagineering now does. You see now what the leadership at Disney does. If this comes to pass, you'll take a look at Animal Kingdom and you'll go, okay, well, here's where you come in, and here's the island in the middle. Okay, and here are the thematically strong places. You've got Pandora, Africa, Asia, and IP Land. Take a look at beautiful IP Land. It's just IP after IP, and we'll shoehorn in some animals. It's bizarre. So anyway, let's talk about another IP that this one has been neglected for a long time. Figment will begin meeting and greeting in the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot starting Sunday, September 10th. So today, folks, go meet Figment, but no Dreamfinder to be found.
None.
I don't know. Why don't you fix the ride, Disney? It's been it's sucked for 20 years plus.
It has. It's awful.
Yeah, you destroyed the ride, and now 20 years later, you give us a meet and greet with the character. It's like not thinking that's good enough. Just got that feeling. Anyway, all right. Number 17, D23 Expo kicks off. Well, that's nice. And 18, Soarin' Over California returns to Epcot this month, so you can get on the original, I guess, for a little bit. So I would say of these, let's go through again. Of these, which ones are real announcements? Country Bear Jamboree, that's a real announcement.
Yeah, this one's real.
Watering Hole is iffy, right? You're opening a bar. That's iffy for me. Do you make an announcement when you open a popcorn stand? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just like why it doesn't make any sense. Of course, there's the Hatbox Ghost, which yeah, I mean,
That
eh,
was supposed to be there. Don't make me an announcement after you already were supposed to have this done. Same thing
yeah.
with bringing those walls down in World Celebration. Just do it. Just pull the walls down. We're over it now. Luminous probably is a that's an announcement. If they're actually
Yeah.
making test track, if that starts in any kind of reasonable time frame, okay. But if this is 5 years out, then stop giving us this bullcrap. We don't want to play around with this anymore. We figured it out. Same thing with Zootopia, and the other stuff is just fluff. So Country Bear Jamboree, that's the real one. That's what we got. Lorena, what are we going to do with Disney? What are we going to do with them?
I don't know. I think they're going to have to learn the hard way. I mean, if there was one company or person who was happy with this announcement, would be Universal.
Hey, have you seen that Mario Wonder video game that's coming out soon for the Nintendo Switch?
I have it pre-ordered.
Everybody is excited. It looks awesome.
I can't wait.
This Disney is not ready for Epic Universe, and they are not ready for what Nintendo is about to bring to them. They are just lucky that this Hollywood strike has slowed it down enough that they are not yet feeling the heat as they will in the coming years. So, well, I'm glad they have a new Country Bear Jamboree. I hope that is enough. I hope it's enough to keep people from going en masse to go ride the rides with Mario and do the Donkey Kong coaster and How to Train Your Dragon and all that. I got a feeling it's not. But hey, hope springs eternal, Disney. Lorena, there's also hope over on your channel. Tell us what you've got going on over there.
Yeah, so folks, I have a lot of things going on. Of course, I have my theme park streams that are happening. Just did a couple of streams from Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Studios. And I'm also going to be returning back to Epcot for more of the food and wine festivals, checking out all the food booths, all the culture behind the foods, and just enjoying the atmosphere there. And of course, plenty of watch parties for various films. Just completed a live watch party for Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. So you want to check that out. And of course, welcome to Florida on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we just have fun going through all the Florida Man stories that are absolutely nuts and 100% true.
I love it. I love it. Well, folks, another thing we love is that you invite us onto your screens. We appreciate it truly. And if you wouldn't mind, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe. When you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. You can vote in favor or you can say nay, pro, nay, Lorena. I think these announcements were wonderful and you all are just far too negative. We'll take it all. We're happy to join in the discourse with all of you. So drop a comment down below. Don't forget that Park Place is launching on YouTube Tuesday. If you're not yet subscribed, you should consider it as we are launching a new entertainment news network that we hope to revolutionize YouTube and the coverage of all things that should be fun with some of your very favorite content creators. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Clickbait, fraud, drama queen. Ugh. I wish there was a channel that was 5 to 6 minute news reads without the drama, frauds, and clickbait that could accurately let me know the current news, providing my crucial context utilizing all the different That Park Place contributors and creators.
Well, stupid, there is. It's the That Park Place YouTube channel, which will be going live real soon, so make sure you're subscribed, so you can really stick it to the algorithms.
You're joking.
Nope.
Oh my.
Wow.